Hi guys, and today out here in the shop we're going to try to get going and get this Krone 38T rotary rake back together. So the background story on this, I picked up from a dealer, had a lot of damage. The frame weld was broken, so I re-welded that. Of course, whenever that failure happened, they took out the main gear case, and the dealer decided not to, at that point, repair it because of the cost. So I do have all the parts. Like I said, this is welded back up. So we'll go ahead and try to get this put back together.
As you can see here, I've already greased the gearbox. So this gear case runs in grease. It doesn't run in oil. It uses this special SOGFO 35 grease. About half this container, so 1 kg, half of that is what the parts book says. So that's what we're gonna go with there. As you can see, I did put a little bit around the outside. That's where this seal rides. So of course we don't want to burn the seal up first go around. Throw some grease in there around the edge to try to help prevent burning the seal up. Also, there's an O-ring that rides in here, so you can maybe see it right there. I just sprayed some fluid film around there and also on these splines, so if I ever do need to get back into here, hopefully it won't be too bad. One thing to note, if you're having to rebuild a totally new gearbox, it has to be shimmed properly for backlash, which these shims right here are what that controls. So higher up, the more backlash, the less shims, of course, the tighter the gear is to the face. So I've already preset that, so we don't have to go through that. Basically, you know, you put the housing on with the pinion in, and you turn the pinion a little bit and see if there's any play or not. Of course, you want a little bit of play. You don't want to hear grinding of the gears real hard, so that is that there. Now, also, you're going to shim how far the pinion goes into the gear. So that's done via basically these shims, number 20. So how many are on the left versus the right side of the bearing pushes the pinion in and out in the gearbox, which of course determines where it's going to ride on the gear. So basically what you're going for is you want 2/3 of this gear solid contact. So what that means is when the gear runs around with a little bit of grease on there, you want to inspect it and see that you have good contact, 2/3 of the gear on the inside. And this is done with the gearbox unloaded. So with the gearbox loaded, of course, hopefully you'll get almost full contact. So when it's unloaded, you'll get the 50% on the inside, and then when it's loaded, you'll get 50% more towards the outside of the gear. So if you're rebuilding one of these gearboxes. Go ahead and install the breather. Yeah, that's that. So we got a little bit of backlash there. Feels pretty good.
I did already put the key in, so we just got to line it up with the shaft, and then hopefully the bolts will pull the assembly together. Alright, so now we'll continue with the rest of the main frame with the hitch assembly. So the arm will slide in the plate, and then you drop the bolts in. Of course, the biggest thing, you guys can see it. Let me see if I can get maybe a little light in there. See that cam track. So I did apply some grease in there. The roller must be in that cam track. If the roller is not placed in the cam track, of course, then it'll ride above or below it, and then it'll damage the top sheet and, of course, potentially damage the gearbox as well. But anyhow, so with all the arms on, we're going to go ahead and spin it. Checking each arm as we go. Feels pretty good, so we'll go ahead and buzz the hardware tight. So, yeah, so there you have it.